Hi everyone, I'm back with a new video, and let me tell you, I'm going to be sharing with you a news update that's going to shock you. And it's about the proposal of relocation of migrants from one community to a different community. In fact, from one state to another. And so before I get into the details, let me start by saying that the liberal politicians enticed foreign nationals to come into the United States by crossing the southern border. And they did so by keeping the border open. And that's the truth. The Biden administration did not keep the border secure. Since the Biden administration came to office, the southern border is open, and millions of foreign nationals have poured into the United States. And it was not just the Biden administration alone. The administration had lots of supporters. And these supporters are liberal politicians in places like New York and Chicago who also supported open border policies. But now the same liberals are trying to get rid of the migrants in their cities by trying to push these migrants out to other communities. In my previous video, I talked about how the city of Chicago is implementing a rule to give migrants only 60 days in the city's shelters, and then the policy would be to eject them after 60 days. So now let me tell you about the news update that I saw that shocked me. Harford County in the state of Maryland has received a request regarding the relocation of 220 migrants from New York City. And so this request that Harford County in Maryland received, it's about taking 220 migrants from New York City and relocating them in Maryland, in Harford County. And the leaders in Harford County rejected this relocation request. Harford County leaders said that they neither have the resources nor the desire to relocate migrants from New York City. As migrants face tougher restrictions in Chicago, and now I'm talking about Chicago, I just talked about New York. As migrants face tougher restrictions in Chicago, I guess that many are going to try to move to other cities and states. The communities around Chicago are likely going to see the arrival of migrants from Chicago. So from Chicago, it is my guess that migrants are now going to move out and go to other communities, maybe the suburbs and other cities in Illinois. And then I'm also concerned that migrants from Illinois may eventually make their way to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a neighboring state, and that's the state where I live. I live in Wisconsin, in the city of Madison. And I guess that as Chicago tries to push migrants out of the city's shelter, the migrants will find other communities to go to. And there's a possibility that cities like Madison and Milwaukee in the state of Wisconsin will end up seeing more and more migrants arriving here. That's a possibility. And then the next question is, does Wisconsin have the resources to deal with the surge of migrants? And the answer is no, we don't. We don't have the resources. Resources are scarce. And since the COVID pandemic, people are struggling financially. And on top of that, there is the ongoing border crisis, which is leading to tremendous pressure on American taxpayers. So when you hear cities like New York and Chicago spending millions and millions, and in fact, New York is, the numbers in New York are now in billions of dollars. So as billions of dollars across the nation are spent on providing housing, food, and other services to the migrants, The question is, where is this money coming from? It's coming from the pockets of American taxpayers. So on one hand, American taxpayers are already suffering because of inflation, and on top of that, the border crisis is leading to more taxpayer dollars being spent on migrant housing and other services. And so American taxpayers, when you put all of this together, the American taxpayers are suffering. They are suffering. And I am a compassionate person, and I understand the basic necessities of human life. People need food, people need clothing, they need shelter, but we do not have the resources to provide services to foreign nationals who have crossed the southern border and entered the United States without visas or legal authorization. Let me talk about legal immigrants, people who are here legally. There are legal immigrants, many legal immigrants who are struggling in America. They are struggling to make ends meet because of the same reasons: inflation, supply chain problems, and just overall economic uncertainty. And these legal immigrants are working hard, they're paying taxes, they're taking care of their families, and they are still dealing with tremendous economic uncertainty. And so there really is no room for undocumented immigrants, given our country's financial challenges. And look at the global picture. Globally, there is growing unrest. There's the Ukraine-Russia war, there's conflict in the Middle East, there's growing tension in parts of South Asia, and that's not all. There are many other problems in this world. The entire world is going through massive transformation. On one hand, there is strong desire for peace, and yet we continue to see that the people all over the world, they are getting captured in webs of conflicts. There are conflicts all over the world, and these conflicts are leading to more and more economic uncertainty and financial problems. Here in America, people are suffering, as I mentioned, inflation. Inflation is eroding the value of money, and that's leading to pain and suffering for the American people, American citizens, as well as legal immigrants. They are all suffering. And so we don't have the resources to provide housing, food, and other services to undocumented immigrants. How are we supposed to provide for undocumented immigrants when Americans don't have the resources to pay for their basic necessities? So it is time to secure the southern border, and it is time to stop the flow of undocumented immigrants. Listen to what Harford County, Maryland. Listen to what Harford County leaders said. They said, we don't have the resources. We truly don't. And that's why, I'll say it again, it is time to secure the southern border, and it is time to stop the flow of undocumented immigrants. Thank you for continuing to watch my videos. Please visit my website, tausifanam.net. Send me a message through my website. You can also email me at tausif@tausifanam.net. Once again, my email address is tausif@tausifanam.net. And when you are on my website, you can also sign up for my e-newsletter. And also connect with me on social media. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. So you can connect with me there. And thank you for continuing to watch my videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so already. If you like my videos, please share my videos with your friends and family members, with your neighbors, and help me spread my message. I believe in freedom. I believe in a strong and secure America. Thank you all. I will be back again with a new video soon.